Hello.
Hello.
This is from the end part of the topic.
We forgot to tell you what room we're in.
It's a nice room.
It's a nice room. So this is the analog room in Block 1 of the School of Fine Arts at Canterbury University's Island campus. It is part of the film department, and it contains all of the analog film equipment along with some digital editing computers, which you can't see, but there's 3 Apple... Are those... What would you call those?
iMacs.
There's 3 iMac.
iMac. Sorry. 3 iMac.
But there's multiple. Shouldn't there be an S at the end?
Oh, I don't speak English.
That's fair. There are 3 iMac computers over there, as well as a Windows equivalent and some other like digital viewing stuff. But we've got some like film camera
cutting machine. So it's the machine you like got a film, so you cut it and like glue them together. You can see in the old films, but they are super cool.
I don't think that's the cutting machine. That's the one that plays it back. The cutting machine's some of the stuff over there.
Oh no! Like you play inside, you can just use the scissors to cut it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that. It's cool. Did you do film first year? The like scratch films in second semester?
Not exactly.
Yeah, I did film second semester first year, and we got to use those, and it was so much fun. And then we've got some CRT screens and other tube screens behind us, and some other random stuff, and a whole bunch of reels of film and things. But yeah, this is where we are for today's episode. This is where we filmed Leo's 00 episode that failed as well.
Back to the original.
This was where our first shoot was.
So
I miss it. That was such a good recording. I was so proud of us, and then everything could fail. It was
I would consider today's talk is alright.
Today's talk went okay. I still reckon the first one went better.
Right, so enjoy our episodes.
Yeah, enjoy the episode.
See you.
See you.
So 3.5. Yes.
So is that white light on the front the indicator?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Great.
You're welcome.
Well, professional clips.
Hey.
Right. So which episode we are?
I think we've got the 2 failed ones.
Yeah.
Then we've got
2 interview.
I think we're up to 4.
Right.
This is 5.
Yeah. So, welcome to our podcast.
Yes. Welcome to our 450 cents. I'm Grace.
And Leo.
This is our podcast.
And we are more expensive because we are not only 2 penny for your salt.
Yeah.
We are 4.50 for your salt.
Yeah. More than just our 2 cents. It's our 450 cents.
Yeah. Quite expensive now.
Paying good money for this degree. The 450 comes from the course code for the degree me and Leo are doing at the University of Canterbury at the moment, which we are doing a Bachelor of Fine Arts majoring in graphic design honours, and the honours paper we're taking this year is Fine Arts 450. So that's where the 450 comes from.
Yeah, and currently we are just working on our essays.
We're not working on our essays. We don't have any essays for this paper.
Yeah.
We are doing the outline of our exegesis, or our exegesis draft, which is due today?
Technically it's next Monday because...
Well, no. Technically it's today, but Lucas said he doesn't care as long as it gets in by Monday, which means Sunday night.
Yeah. Right. I still kind of confusing of the works, like, because the like outlines just feels like a bullet point. So I feel like I'm reading like around 100 words, and I feel like, that's all. And the one steps, like if I go on more, I'm writing some more details about it. I just feel like I feel finished write a whole essay out.
Yeah. Do you remember we had a tutorial thing the other week that talked about what an outline is, and that it is just the bullet points of the final work, and it's allowed to change between now and the end of the year when we hand it in.
Yeah,
the final one.
I feel like a bit anxiety of myself writing. I just feel like really worried about like have not enough text.
Oh well, for this draft, it doesn't need to be a lot.
Yeah.
But the word count for the exegesis at the end of the year is 5,000 to 7,000. Yeah.
So like, I'm basically just in halfway of my outline, and I think it's great time to pick up what we talked about in the first episode, which is fail one.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So as we mentioned at the start of this episode, there were 2 failed episodes that happened before the first released episode. Basically technical difficulties and repeated failings of every recording device we used.
And in the end, the one just like most normal and most like probably the cheapest one is the one always work.
Yeah. Yeah. The quality's not as polished, but that's okay.
Well, we're not polished people.
Alright, Leo, gosh. You're not wrong, but still, you don't have to come for me like that. Oh, been attacked. A murder has occurred. Scandal. Yeah, so first episode 000, I guess technically, because there were 2 failed ones, was us talking about your work this year. And so, because we haven't got anything else to talk about this week, we have lots of other things we could talk about, but I do not have the mental capacity to talk about them. We thought we would go over your work again.
Yeah, and it's not going to exactly replicate our first talk because like a lot of things happened. And I do have more prepared. I read more stuff, and also I got a PowerPoint about that.
Yeah.
Hard work.
You had a pretty PowerPoint as well. It was nice.
Oh, yeah. I will bring that up a bit later, but the thing is like, I feel like whole journey of the talking now is kind of become part of the my work too. And about PowerPoint, my English is not that good. When you can't talk good, you need to look like pretty.
You can't talk good, you need to look pretty. That's fair. That's kind of what happened with my talk, but yeah, as well. There's a whole other issue, but yes.
And also, like, because Ken gave up the really nice, fancy PowerPoint last time.
Oh my god. Ken's PowerPoint. He did one on, who was his, Canon photo?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's PowerPoint. It's somewhere. I feel it's like a small book.
Like yeah, booklet. No, but who was his one on, that orange one he did?
I have totally no remember.
It's the guy who did the grid. You could Google it. He does the grid book. The orange. He does the grid one.
The Switzerland guy.
Yeah, the Swiss guy. Why can't I remember his name?
Wow.
Just smack into Google a whole bunch of keywords. He'll turn up, right?
Yeah, I'm bringing up like. Gosh.
I can't read off of his screen. It's in a different language, but I'm trying.
I got it. Joseph Muller Brockman.
Oh yeah, Joseph Muller Brockman. That's right. I have his orange book. It is a gorgeous book.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I have like 2 different versions, but none of them is English and German original one. I have 2 different versions of Chinese one.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like the first version come out, people don't like it. They criticize it's just not classical or not graphic design well. I feel like it's quite good already. Like because it's classical books, people just like especially criticizing of it. And perhaps like 1 year later, they release a new one. It's definitely really good, better book. But I think like some way, like they are giving the first book too hard time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ken did this we were all given a designer or a graphic design, because you were given Tomato, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I had Wolfgang Weinhardt, and Ken got Joseph Muller Brockman, and it was his PowerPoint was so good. It really looked like the man himself had made it.
Yeah.
It was so pretty.
From Twitter onwards, it's like, I like you make your PDF look like a part of, like inside part of work, not like part of work inside PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like completion feel.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, that goes hard. Like, can you imagine doing a PowerPoint of maybe it's InDesign. Maybe he uses.
I thought it's InDesign.
I remember thinking it wasn't InDesign. I remember thinking that's a really interesting platform to use. So I think maybe it was Illustrator or Photoshop.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, oh my goodness, there's such pretty slides.
Right. Yeah.
I wish did you go to his presentation for his work?
Yeah.
Were his slides also good then too?
Well, it's not as good that one. Like I think it's one way because that slide looks too good, and it's hard to identify the work inside. He need talk about the work he doing that. So it's like it actually looks great, and if they print a book, it's great. But it just some kind make difficult to people identify which part is part he talking about, because especially like when he talk about artists, the artist used like a dark orange as background, and he used the dark orange as background of his PDF too. So two colors just match flat out. It looks great. It looks great.
Aesthetically very pleasing, doesn't necessarily convey the information as intended. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So, no, it's you saying your slides were inspired by Ken.
Yeah, like it's more like computation, you know?
Yeah,
like,
same.
Oh, he did something good. I need this something like in the same level.
Mine was nowhere near on his level, but it was heavily inspired by his and your slides from the thing, from the in-class crits the week before our presentation.
Yeah. And also, like, I think my tomato one is not that bad. I kind of still like got design and clapped out and but I just try to do more because I feel like I personally cannot explain my work that well without like talking people about what I think about the modern information flow, which is like that requires a lot of information and a lot of like generates ideologies and also text, and I'm horrible reading those texts out. So like think I'll just bring a little bit a little bit show and tell you like how the flow, how the perception between each layers comes out. So it's quite interesting, and when I first time to talk about this, it's almost taking me half of like 10 minutes to talk about what the information flow on. So the second time when I talk about that, I choose another strategy, just like talk very shortly and just make them more like a video, less like a PowerPoint to talk. Yeah. So
that's the industrial guillotine being used in the first year room. I don't know if the mic will have picked that up, but I heard it. Give me a heart attack. Oh, I did not. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so we come back to the beginning of my work. Should we?
Yep. I feel like there's something else I was going to talk about in there, but this is fine. Beginning of your work.
Yeah. So, my work in this semester or like this year is talk about the modern information flow, storage, and reread. So, in general, it's like as an information flow, it's a things I feel more comfortable to talk about it, which also say it's lazy to talk about it. It all starts like around, at 2 years ago.
I was going to say, it was interesting that you decided to jump forward to this year when I feel like your project really you need to start talking about it from when you started on it, which was second year, really.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago. Oh my god, that's so old.
Such a long time ago.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like what I'm doing from the beginning is I have no point to think I will going to continue the same topic to today. So from the beginning, what I'm doing is like we're doing a project about design a post to give other gallery or gallery museum in Wellington University to represent a show and the context about that show.
So that's the Adams Art Gallery at Victoria University. We had Alice
as our tutor.
No, do you remember her last name? I can't remember her last name.
What, beloved Alex?
The lovely Alice. She was lovely.
Yeah.
No, this is gonna annoy me.
Well, you can't ask two ADHD people to think about the people's name. We have no memories.
Hey, listen. I'm not diagnosed. You can't go around saying that. But yeah. No, Alice was lovely, and she was working for them as the effectively in-house designer.
Yep.
Pretty much. I don't think she technically was, because she wasn't in-house, but she does all of the show identities for them, or she was at the time. I assume she still is.
Yeah, it's kind of like between the gig job and also between the gig job and a professional job.
Yeah.
It's like they only let she to do it.
Yeah. And
then she's also not settled professional, like settled down in there. But people working there obviously know she.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a work we I think we need to find the episode talk about the work in that time, and also we produce a book about it.
Yeah, we
Let's
did.
also think we got some book left if someone want to buy it.
I don't know how many we've got. I think it's just those extra ones that are on. Is it on Alex's desk at the moment? And then there might be a couple in the Island Press shop still.
Oh, we have 2 books of the
Back
one
pages.
missing. Yeah.
I reckon we turn them into
collaboration work of the whole class.
Paper. We turn them into paper. We shred them and we make new paper out of them.
I so much effort.
But it'd be so much
to do it.
fun. No, it wouldn't be impossible. Ye of little faith. Anything's possible if you try hard enough.
Right. So I think we need to talk about that later, but because it's going to be a whole episode stuff.
Yeah, we don't need to go in depth on that.
Yeah, so generally to say, that since requires our have like work on title, which is contain both of language.
Yes, yeah. So the title was, or no, I do know this.
The 3 artists.
Yeah, it started off as 3 artists.
And then try to do something else. Yeah. But anyways.
No, I'm gonna find it, Leo. Oh, this is gonna annoy me.
I feel I have it in my computer in some way.
Because this is kind of important. But also, we've got nothing else to do. Let's find it. Let's find it. Where is it? I don't know which account I'm logged into. I don't think this is the right one. It was, what, last year at the start of the year? Yeah, because it was the start of our 3rd year, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's 280. Well, I have very horrible management of the book.
Yeah, my files are a mess.
Yeah, it's like, I think I'm nearly there. Yeah, got it.
You got it?
And the intro in what? This.
Tenu Tura? This Enduring World?
Yeah.
Are you able to open that up so I can...
I haven't done it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Tenu... I can never remember what sound the AO makes. It's a recurring problem. Turoa. Yeah, Tene Turoa, I think. Pretty sure. This Enduring World.
Yeah, so it's a title both have contained the Maori language and English.
Yeah.
So, I generally grew up in a place have a lot of language around. So, especially in Europe, like if you're looking at the European Union logo, you can see 5 different ways to write error in there. And then we kind of ask generally to request all language look same, feel same. You don't have see the hierarchy on it. So that is one point I bring to class and talk about a lot. So obviously, and then that become after we design that post, we working on the books to talk about how we design post.
Yeah.
And this part of the how I identify the language and multi-language in the design, and how as a people don't really speak Maori language, to working on a text including Maori language, how the problems and how operate on this.
Yeah.
So that's become the major part of that matter. So later on, the professor just directly say, I should work on directly something related on that.
Yeah.
And that was actually a really hard time. So because I feel in some way, I feel like my work about dual language or multi-language typography is quite finished. Like because it's not the project I'm working on by myself. I got a lot of research and a lot of education on it, and it's not new topics. And a lot of people, a lot of books talk about it. And in another way, I write a finished essay, I got the typography, I do the example, and I got everything out.
Yeah.
So, so I'm quite struggling that year. So I, in the way, find out how I build a connection between this work and the new work. I am comfortable with it and how I do it. So, in the end, I flow into the work about the multi-layer of the information between the multimedia. So official name will be really hard name to read, and probably you need to read it.
Okay.
That will be it's not translation of the multi-text hypersystem. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that hard.
Translation of multi-text hypersystems.
Yeah. So here, the translation is become the like it's the one part is directly connect with the original one, the one I did with dual language or multi-language. And the multi-text.
So do you want to, just before you talk more about it in depth, do you want to describe what it looks like?
Yeah. I'll describe the title first, and then it kind of makes sense with this.
Okay.
Yeah, and the multi-text means text is not only about the English word, it's also about media, also about the information or like text, image. Hypersystem is like system mix each other, so together is like systems, same information, different kind of language. The language is not only about human natural language, also about the way we'll talk about it, and then different text, the English text, comment, and the image, and hypersystem.
Yeah.
So they will be present to you together. So, and also, the way I try to make it more interesting and more make sense. It's like I want them to have like not only just like a traditional typography or traditional graphic design. You make a nice booklet, looks like fancy post. That's it. So I'm working on a video. So you will look at a video on the wall. So different layer of the information, different context of the same information will show up together slowly, like one step by one steps, add on, and then they will project by multi-projector. So in that way, like the information is overlay each other, but they have same meaning. And when you in the room, your body will be block the projector. In some way, in art gallery, you don't want your body block the projector because that block your eyes.
Yeah.
And because in this work, they have a multi-projector on the side.
Yeah.
So you actually never able to block all image on the wall. You always only can block a part of image, and even the part you blocked, they still have another projector project image or text in the same position you blocked. So that creates a new meaning of this work, which is like when you're looking in the room, you already change the room. When you're looking at the work, you already change the work.
Yeah. I think that's why I loved, at the end of third year, when we all presented our work at the end of the year, I remember just falling in love with your work. Like I hadn't been able to keep up with what you were doing all that well until the very end of the year when it actually was being presented. And I was like, this is amazing, because it was touching on a whole lot of areas that I was interested in at the start of the year as well, which for me was like, my research proposal for the DRP I made started out as like, I want to make a work that will destroy itself by the end of the ILM exhibition. I want every time a viewer views it to be that way. They're the only ones that are going to have that experience of it, because it changes with every person that comes in. And then you were playing with I had also been playing around with setting different kinds of text beside each other and presenting them and stuff like that. And then it's like your work's like images and it's video, and it's like, look, when you walk through the space, how you change how it is experienced. And I'm like, it's almost the thing, and it's so cool. And it was just such a cool experience, and it was my favorite work from that year's from that year's ILM Open. I was like, this is the best thing ever. It's so cool. I love that. Leo has playing on his screen a video of him interacting with the work in the space. He just stuck his hand up and it just said eggs on the back of his hand.
It's like
you'll have to link this video in the description.
I probably I'm also going to put the video on overlay of us.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So in one way, so I got an idea to what kind of work's going on, and it's almost the end of semester though. I'm probably gonna only got 3 weeks to produce this work when I get out, because before this work I'm doing the work about I collapse all the different country have the post about COVID-19, and then I'll put COVID-19 this text about in that post. So I shift in the post location in the screen, but the COVID-19 this word won't be shift, will be the screen center. So that is the way I get on the way to this kind of format of the work. So I only have 3 weeks to generate the content I want.
Yeah.
Because I got a format, and I probably going to need 1 week to like build a room, flash out, clean the data line, and that is fruits is really need 1 week to clean out because it's tired of brain.
Yeah.
So I need I need quickly generate enough information, enough content I work on. So I become touch the AI stuff. So I generally put out one text, like some part is like this traditional. I will just read part of it, like
I don't think you need to read it directly.
Yeah, some kind of like a hyper-persistent imagination, like interesting text. Some parts, half of them I write it down, half of them I just get on from someone's essay or some famous quote.
Yeah.
And I put into the AI machine to generate the image comes out. And I don't really talk about AI in that work because still in today I don't really talk about AI in that work.
Like, if people didn't know what was going on in how you're generating the work, they wouldn't necessarily know that AI has been used in it. Unless you try and read the descriptions of our podcast before Grace has edited them. Then you would know that AI has been used.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because like I'm writing in the workbook talk about the things I look at AI. I don't think it. I don't want
use it
AI
as a
to
tool
that
rather than as.
Not only that, like because AI is the generate comes out of the society information. So it's not AI thing; it's society thing.
Yeah.
So like what the one you talk about the act. It's talk about women's act and the rights of the woman protect and present their acts. And the AI comes out, the image is about a blue, the egg inside is blue and outside is pink. And that's it. It just like feels offensive.
Yeah.
Like I talk about so much like about human rights and you comes out important word is egg.
Yeah.
And the things I talk a lot of woman inside and then you just put everything in the blue, in the pink.
Yeah.
It's just offensive, and it's not AI's fault. It's society's fault.
Yeah.
So I think as a layer. So I got a layer of the original text. I got a layer of the AI image.
Yeah.
And then I add on the layer of like graphic design text, the original text. So I want to make it looks good because still a graphic design student.
Yeah.
And then next steps is comment. So I have the comment from people. They have comment. Two different group of comment. First comment is about the image.
Yeah.
So like just like that one, people just comment, oh, why is only X there? I just randomly put on the screen, and then another one is comment on the text. Like why I write this text in the beginning, or why I find this text in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I can take out the image, but I leave the text generally just describe the image itself.
Yeah. So
I will describe an ad. Pink outside, green inside. In a photo, in the space have nothing inside.
Yeah.
So I leave those layer of information together and then structure them and project by different projector. You can block them so you never can see a whole screen. Like because I personally feel you need to read all layer and to understand what that things talk about. Because it's not only talk about the first thing I write down, obviously, because the AI and or society write down something new and different to me. So you need to stay there, you need to see everything, then you can talk about. And probably when you sit there once, you don't see everything because someone block your eyes or you block your own eyes.
Yeah.
So that is one reflection to about the world society information flow we have today. And that automatically lead to this semester or this year's work.
So tell us about this year's work.
So the contemporary information flow. I always still today really easy to make the wrong name to say modern. But I personally say a lot of times talk about it's not modern. The things I want to talk is because modern is not working here anymore.
So is your work postmodern then?
Oh no, it's also not
No,
postmodern.
It's not postmodern.
It's contemporary.
It's contemporary. Okay. Yeah, that's fair actually. I think that fits. Yeah.
So contemporary is
Well
a word. Yeah, contemporary is a word.
Yeah.
Don't have any like cut out. They don't try to include part area. It basically just means now.
Artwork, especially contemporary installation artwork, is like a genre of
Now.
artwork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it definitely touches in postmodern and some modernist thinking, but yeah, I think contemporary probably fits with your work best.
yeah, like because for me, like that word is more like now.
Yeah.
So if I can use just simple language, I would say the information flow about now.
Sure.
That will be like, because I don't want to like quote, like say, oh, this is like general what I want to say about the blah blah certain part.
Yeah.
So first beginning, like I refuse or say it's modern or postmodern because the two words both have modern. So what the modern to me to say is a society we build on from Victorian time.
Yeah.
Everything needs faster, better.
Post-Victorian era.
Yeah, like faster, better, greater. Like more information, more clear. Like whether in the postmodern and modern, they both in the same way.
Yeah.
So the reason is postmodern because we are not in modern, but we are still doing the modern stuff.
Yeah.
So we are not in the new era, but so the things I feel is like we are kind of in the new era coming. We are kind of start to abandon what the modern say faster, better, more delicate. Like we kind of start to abandon it in some way.
A little bit. There are definitely areas that are doing it more than others, but there is a shift away from that kind of thinking.
Yeah, but the new stuff still didn't come in yet. So we still feel like postmodern.
Yeah.
So in this way, I want to say something like about now the transformation time we have. So
if we just pause for a second, I just want to check how long we've been.
Half hour?
Well, yeah. When you touch the mics and stuff, it makes a noise. Yeah, half hour. So you'll probably want to cut that bit of audio because it'll be crunchy. There we go. Just so you know, I need to be finished by 4:30. I have something after 4:30.
That'll be fast. So
yeah, so don't feel like you have to rush.
Yeah.
But just so you know, and that's normally how long we talk anyway. So like,
right. We can keep some part in the next time though.
Yeah.
So in this way, I try to follow what I doing in the last semester.
Yeah.
So different layer. So in the first things, I will try to describe what is modern information, not contemporary information flow.
Contemporary information flow, not modern.
Yeah.
Not modern.
So identify
contemporary.
So that is like the most part of my almost originally it's also almost like half a part of my talking in the group talks.
Yeah.
So I think I can just do the exactly same talk in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to re-give your presentation?
No, just exactly that part to explain what is the contemporary work.
Yeah, that's fair.
So so it's basically we're reading a book. In the beginning we're reading like the most simple story you can imagine. Like today, a bear eats an apple.
Yeah.
So it's linear. Everything is straight out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's linear narrative. So we got linear text.
Yeah.
Obviously, as human, we are more complicated than that. So in this time, we have more information to compare, more information to deal with. So we are not only having linear text. We got to have different linear text.
Yeah.
So we can talk two stories together.
Yeah.
The bear eat the apple. At the meantime, a deer eats a carrot. Sorry.
Yeah, you're alright.
So the
bear eats the apple, but the apple doesn't want to be eaten and it cries.
That's its next steps.
Yeah.
So we got different layer the text together, but they are not influence each other. But once we talk about what Apple think, that's different because you jump between different texts. like you could say two story. The bear eat apple. One story, apple don't want to be eat. Two story. But you jump between two story, so the line between the text is not straight on. You jump, you shifting your view. So slowly you got like the text itself is to start change. So and also we kind of have like we are more and more used to like the movie or book don't have the official like one stop ending, not like traditionally the prince and the princess have good life.
Happily ever after.
That's never happening today now. No one talks story.
It's not as common.
Yeah, like people don't really talk about, don't really intend or really want to talk about story like that in some way. They want more information, more context.
Fair,
yeah, and also like Nolan's movie. Things is come over here, come over there, different reaction. The story talk about different anecdote, and the timeline is not even match. Everything is opened.
Yeah.
So you need something to guide you to watch it. So in the Nolan's way, like how they show the story, how they shifting between different timeline and stuff is become more and more important. But it's not the end. Like we are educated, and then we have our own right. We're not controlled by the television. We are not controlled by the stuff. We starting reading text by our own prescripts.
Yeah.
So like I'm reading a book, but like it's a book about the bear eat apple.
Yeah.
But like what I focus on is not the bear eat apple. What I focus on is what? It's a bird just next to apple tree.
What kind of bird is it?
They didn't tell much, right? Didn't tell much. But what I personally feel is like, I feel that bird.
Yeah.
Which is not actually what the authors write. It's not key story. So we got the people read and they're gonna own prescripts, own focus line, no one context. And then, so the whole story is totally out of control of the people write it or people produce it. So, now, we got internet.
Yeah.
Wow. We do this research and we find out, oh, bear don't like eat apple.
Bears don't even eat apples.
Background.
Dun dun.
So
it's special. It is for you, like boom boom.
Yeah.
Law and Order. Who's this? We've been lied to.
Yeah. So everything is like totally new ideas. Nothing is real. Nothing is same. So you can't miss any part of information. You can't miss the information like bear don't eat apple. Like I mean, if someone want to have same experience with you, understand what you understand about the book.
Yeah.
He must know bear don't eat apple. Potentially. He must know you really looking at is the bird, not the bear and the apple. He must know the book is writing like all direction. That is not what offer in internet or what offer in today when we read about the most important read like newspaper, tweet, blog. They're not writing like that way.
No.
Yeah. So that's why the reason I try to produce this work. I try to find a way to contain all the information like this.
Sounds like a big project.
It's a really big project.
Yeah. You're almost writing, you're trying to find a way to convey the information in the way people read the information. It's not even about how it's been written. It's about how it's being read. It's really fascinating. Yeah,
like so that's also the reason I need to produce my own content, because I can't use anyone's content because they don't give me enough information.
It'd be really interesting to see if you could take like a tweet, just a random like 2-sentence tweet, and build the rest of the information, like your perspective, other people's assumed perspective, and add in all that other context, because it is about how the words are being read rather than just what the author intended.
Yeah, but doesn't request me to like argue with people on the tweets.
No, it literally just requires you to find a tweet. It could just be a meme. It could be like headline of a news article. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be like just doing that as a smaller project. Like don't need like
doesn't need to be as big as this. Yeah.
Yeah, like because the current project I'm doing like original content like more than 40,000 words.
Yeah, which is a lot. That's a lot of words to deal with.
Thanks computer, I didn't write. I only read about 14,000 words. I don't need text on.
Yeah.
So
Leo out here paying for the expensive transcription AI. Damn.
oh, it's really helped me though.
Oh yeah.
So together, so now we got ideas like why generate this work, and we got ideas like how to getting next steps and where it's come from, where the next go. So obviously the work will be something similar with my last year work. It's different layer. So I bring up the new why to contain the information is like in the beginning of the year, we got a diagram. So I'm not really like into like that long script writing or just like a lot of graphic stuff. Like still in some way, I think that as a graphic designer, the text is more important here.
Yeah.
It's more information density, and the image we produce today and is more rely on the content more than the text itself as our job.
Yeah.
So like in another way to say, if we want a photo book looks great.
Drink water and then keep talking.
If you want a photo book looks great.
Yeah.
We really need a good photo first.
Yeah, this is true.
But if we want a poetry book looks great.
We need good words first.
We do actually that much important.
If you I don't know.
Because in some way for me to say, the text have more way to verify them. You can use different font text. You can generate the words. You can put them in the different page and different way. But as a photo, you can Photoshop them. But in some way, that is not graphic design's work.
No, it's photographer's work, really.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
Interesting.
I totally forgot where I come from this.
Yeah, no, I'm lost as well. I don't know where we were going. What are you making at the moment? What is the next thing you are gonna? You know how Luke said make work.
Yeah.
What are you gonna present to Luke when we go back in like 4 weeks time, 5 weeks time? What are you gonna show him that you've made?
So as I said a little bit earlier, there were 40,000 words context out.
Yeah.
So and I don't in this 4 weeks I don't have really rights to just walk in the university, get out or produce show comes out. So in another way, I need to focus on more personality things. So let's come back to the work itself. In the work, I developed like 5 steps of the information flow process. So traditionally, we got 3 process.
Yeah.
So which is recording, storage, playing. Simple.
Yeah. Record, store, play.
So like writing book, printing book, and read the book.
Yeah.
And so I put into two more steps.
Sorry. What the frick is this?
Dehydrate and rehydrate. So it's quite interesting idea. I finally realized for like I always think it's like just normal ideas, but people always think it's quite interesting ideas because it's totally based on the Eastern context. We talk about information. We criticizing of information is like by water. If information like our podcast, it's really watery.
Oh.
But it's good in some way.
We're just soggy up in here. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good some way, you know. Like Friday night, you're back home, you have a beer, lying on the sofa. You don't want to see something draw. You don't want to see something density.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to like watching an open class of the
like a
philosophy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
You don't want it.
I mean, some people want it. Most people don't.
Yeah, but most people, they will want like a friends, episode of Friends, a big band, something like that.
It does.
I do contain some information. Someone like be friends with someone's married, something like that. They're not density. They are very watery.
Okay.
Yeah, like
We're not married. Wait, are you married?
no, I mean friends.
Okay.
As a TV
I'm
series.
the TV. Sorry.
As contained
It
information
freezes
like
in,
this.
the actual TV show. Right. I got a little lost there. Yeah. I was confused. I was like, someone's married. I'm like, me, because I'm not. So are you married?
I mean the TV series. It contains information inside.
Yes, it does. You don't learn things from Friends, though.
A kind? You kind of learning
No.
like gimmicky stuff. Oh, you do definitely. You understand
You
like
learn
how you.
television tropes, I guess.
Not only
and
that.
Ross is like the most awful boyfriend ever.
No.
Well, maybe not ever, but he's a pretty bad boyfriend.
Oh no! You definitely can study something from there.
Human nature.
You study in American. You need pay the tips. I don't know that before I was watching Friends. That's the information I get out. And also like you understand. Oh, they don't. The subway is not that nice. It's information.
This is true.
And New York is cold. Information.
Is it always cold though?
So like winter.
Oh,
Like for like yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like it's information there. But it's not density. It's not like it's
it's very watered down.
Yeah, and it's just blending in your daily life.
Yeah,
and that's what the information we call watery. And opposite side, you went to Oxford, go to the lecture of the 450 philosophy.
Yes. Of course, we're going to go to Oxford.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's dry.
So dry.
You barely can. You need bring energy like 100 times more than
you bring
watching that Friends television.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
So I say like we need both kind of information.
So is our podcast a Friday night podcast, or is it just like a Wednesday night podcast?
I would say like Wednesday night and wow.
that was spooky.
Wednesday night.
It's restarting.
And
what is it?
You have nothing to listen in the dinner.
Yeah, check it out.
And it's
like
cooking.
a Thursday night, like it's towards the end of the week.
Yeah.
But you still have a little brain power left.
And you don't even need much brain power. Just cooking by yourself and just like
background noise.
And you live alone. Someone. Well, I like living alone. It's good stuff.
You don't live alone.
Well, I like the time better.
You like living alone.
Yeah, when I live alone, I'm more happier.
You live with one person and 3 cats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live with 10 people.
I have most of my life living alone, though. Only in starting this year, I start living with some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have always lived with people.
So
I can't afford to live alone. Too expensive.
I got a bit lucky. And
we don't need to talk about it. You're just lucky.
So that way, like the podcast, just like the background noise, you maybe think about a little bit, but you don't need to think about anything. Just like if falling asleep in the middle of the podcast, it's fine. We don't care.
We don't care. I mean, we care a little bit, but like not much.
We care like if you even think
we
about...
care a lot. Don't leave us. We need you.
Like we care if you think they have a podcast and it's interesting. You whether to play sometimes to play it.
But you can
That's great for us already.
Pause it. Come back. Or go get a cup of tea. Are you comfortable?
Or you just fall asleep. We can just brainwash you.
Brainwash you.
No,
we're
sleep.
not going to brainwash you. We're going to feed you information via osmosis.
And you're going to buy our books.
What books?
Leo, I will come soon.
What books, Leo?
We'll come sometime.
What are we selling?
We'll come
we need to put something on a print-on-demand website. Just be like, here is the 450 book. It's like transcripts and then like meme images of you and me being like, haha, a dab.
Yeah, so we got dry information and wet information.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. So I think in this episode I will just ending to describe what's between and why I want to switch it.
Yeah.
So like so also in the podcast you got a dry podcast and wet podcast.
This is a wet podcast.
Yeah, and you got a dry podcast like TED.
TED Talks. Yeah.
Yeah, kind dry, not really that dry. You got
they
more
could
dry.
be drier. They could be drier.
You got the
Joe
BBC
Rogan?
internet. Too wet. I don't even listen then.
Nah, it's wet in the worst way possible, where you just don't want to touch it because it's kind of moldy too.
Yeah, like so. So like I got some dry one, like Financial Post Information Daily Newscast, dry. So
it's like
like
eating sand.
So like in one way, I think, how dry of the information is quite important of the information.
Yeah.
So how wet it is, and the about wet part of information is also important about information. I just like say the modern information flow. It's about background, personal flow, open context. It's not just linear. Well, just like Financial Times. I love Financial Times. Anyway,
Liam loves you, but also dry.
Yeah. I only can listen in morning time. So I say I want to produce something. It can compressed, but it can explode to like original web font.
Ooh.
So you got original information.
So are you basically trying to find a way to do what summaries already do?
Not only that, you summary it, but you also got everything the summary don't contain inside, because summary confusing people.
Summaries are dry, right?
Yeah.
Condensed information.
Yeah.
And what they're surmising would be wet, right?
Yeah.
Or are you taking that as like the middle ground of like the middle, and then like a wet version of what has been summarized would be like with a bibliography, and all of the bibliography text is there also, kind of thing of like it's more again.
I would describe like this.
Yeah.
You got a music, so you got original data font wave, so like it's huge. Yeah. And then you got MP3, it's quite small, nice, and you lost some information inside.
Yeah.
So this is something like AAC.
I don't know what.
So it's something smaller than original font, but it contains all the information.
So like a
lossless
musical score.
So it's like lossless press.
Okay.
Lossless compress. So this is obviously
lossless compress. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's obviously one more step than lossless compress, because you keep the all core information, and then you choose what part of the background context, the wet part, you want to keep.
Okay.
And you want to expand the original core information, and then the core information can automatically fit in the area with the wet information. They still can build up context, still can build on the link. Yeah. It's not like whole transcription of our talk, and then in the end, a quote. They laughing in which second, they doing something in which second, they stopping in which second, and blah blah. Sounds they still have whole fabric inside. Yeah. So this is basically like the work I have this year.
Cool.
So I produced something already, but I'm going to leave in next time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Great. So this is this episode.
Give me a second. My brain hurts.
Oh.
No, I got a headache all of a sudden. My bad. It's the aircon noise. Hopefully we've been able to not have it in the mic, but that whine.
In one way, this is wet part of the podcast.
This is a very wet part of the podcast. That felt... Okay, anyway, moving on. Thank you for watching.
And thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you especially for listening. So we've covered most of what you...
The idea world I come from, and I didn't touch the work I'm going to produce, and we leave some open space for talk about the early works, but especially the book. And and before that, beside that, I'm going to interview another person.
Cool. Yeah, because I'm going to be away a lot over the next few weeks, so Leo's going to do a solo episode with someone at some point.
Yeah, the interview about the political artwork.
Nice. That sounds like a good time. I look forward to seeing that when it comes out. Right. I also think that we should upload the audio to the SoundCloud of our talks.
Yeah, we already got like 3 episodes of the audio of SoundCloud.
No, of our like presentations.
Yeah.
I think we should put our presentation audio up.
Do we want to do an episode directly, like just like 15 minutes talk listening, and then we just talk about this 5 minutes.
That could be good. That could be fun.
Like
but
we just do super small talk
Yeah.
in the beginning and end. That's it.
that could be good. We might do that next week sometime, I think.
Yep.
I'd be alright with that. I just need the audio file for your talk, I think. I think I have my one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is this episode.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. Don't go. We didn't talk about what room we're in.
Yes.
Just quickly, because we should do that at the top of the show. So maybe you can cut this and put it up at the front.
Oh no, like
No, it needs to go at the start, Leo. We've got to keep the format consistent.
right.
So say goodbye, and then we cut it, and you check this back at the front.
We just put the whole episode, put this
Yeah.
error in front.
Yeah.
So